Marishani. I'm a third-year accounting and finance student here at UCT, and I'm going to tell you about a little crazy idea that I came up with when I was in high school. So my entrepreneurial journey started when I was 16 years old. I grew up in Limpopo, and I first dabbled in entrepreneurship when I found out about renewable energy resources. I thought I was going to be the biodiesel baron of South Africa. Growing up on the rural gravel streets, I still had those big dreams. And then 2 years later, during winter, when I was in grade 11, I was relaxing with a friend of mine and we were sunbathing. So we're chilling there. I'm like, yo, dog, go bath so that we can leave, you know? So my friend is like, nah, man, why doesn't somebody invent something that you can just put on your skin and then you don't need to bath? I'm like, damn, I'd buy that. So I go home, I spent a good day researching, trying to see if there'd be a market for the idea, and I found some really shocking statistics. Over 2.5 billion people in the world do not have proper access to water and sanitation. 450 million of them are in Africa and 5 million of them in South Africa. These people are disempowered from having the ability to control their own personal hygiene. They have to depend on governments and other agencies to provide them with piping and all other types of infrastructural development before they can have access to the hygiene. I needed to come up with a solution to this. I also found out that diseases thrive in these communities. The biggest of them being a disease called trachoma. It's an infection of the eye, and once you get infected multiple times, you can be left permanently blind. It infects 350 million people in Africa alone and leaves 8 million people permanently blind each and every year. The shocking part is that to avoid being infected with trachoma, all you have to do is clean your face. No medicine, no drugs, nothing. So, seeing this shocking statistic, I had to come up with a solution, not just for my lazy friend anymore, but to really solve this problem. I mean, it was a win-win situation. You get to save the world and make a lot of money. So, the solution was a product I called Dry Bath. So, after that incident with my friend, I spent a good 2 months researching on the web, and I didn't have a computer, so I was using my phone. And using just Google and Wikipedia alone, I formulated the world's first and only bath substituting lotion. You put it on your skin and you don't need to bath. Thank you. So after coming up with this idea, I mean, it was great and all. I had to patent the idea. I'm actually right now currently the youngest person in South Africa with a patent, and I've got 2 trademarks for the product, and I did all of them while I was still in high school. So beyond that, okay, I had this product. Now, how am I going to make money? I thought, look, when I was in matric, I was like, look, I'm just going to sell this idea to the charities, and then the charities would give it to the poor people, and everybody would be happy, and I'd make a lot of money. But the charities were not interested. They said they didn't have enough money, they didn't think the product would work, so I had my work cut out for me. I had to make it into a business model, something that would function and make money. So while I was in matric, I spent a good 2 months writing up an 8,000-word business plan. And the funny part is, I had to type this business plan on my cell phone because I didn't have a computer. After writing up that business plan, some of my friends had computers, so I was able to write up the document and the full business plan, and I sent it to 80 venture capitalists, both locally and globally, and all of them replied saying the same thing. You're too young, it won't work, it's too expensive for the market, the charities don't have enough money to buy your product. I agreed with them on the point that it was too expensive for the market. I mean, I'm selling it for about 12 Rand in little sachets. I'll explain how that works. So after, I initially planned to sell it in bottles. So the charities shut me down. I came to UCT, got a business partner, did a little bit more research, and one of my mentors told me something amazing. He's like, when you're looking at poor communities, they don't buy things in bulk. Think about cigarettes. That was the simplest example he gave me. A poor person doesn't go and buy a box of cigarettes. They go out and buy 1 cigarette each and every day. Even though it's more expensive over the month, they consume on demand. So that's how I had to sell Dry Bath. on demand. So I went back to the drawing board and we had to come up with a new type of packaging. And we came up with this. We call it the Easy Snap Sachet. It's a South African invention. So with the Easy Snap Sachet, it's a 20 milliliter sachet. The key thing about the Easy Snap Sachet is, unlike sachets which you have to tear and it's messy, you just snap it in half and you squeeze it out and you're done. So after we found the packaging, everything looked like it was working out. What model were we going to use to sell this product? Well, for every sachet that we sell to normal, we'll say the wealthier side of society, we would donate one sachet to charities. That's why we priced it at 12 Rand. Initially it was 5 Rand a sachet, 5 Rand for a bath. So, did it have market appeal? Who would buy this product? I would have bought it. We went to Durban and did a showcase there, and all the kids under the age of 15, excluding the girls, loved the product. They loved the product, and the fact that it was 5 Rand a sachet made them extremely happy. We also started looking at corporate clients. We realized that airlines, for long distance flights, were interested in the product. We realized that hotels might be interested in the product. What they currently do is they require their visitors to reuse towels as a way to save water. By using dry bath, not only do you use the water used to clean the towel, you also save the water that the person would have used bathing. That's an average of 120 liters of water each time somebody decides to use dry bath instead of bathing. So we had a simple model. Our value proposition to both rich and poor is convenience and cleanliness. You're late for a test, use dry bath. You don't feel like bathing on Sunday, use dry bath. So right now, as a progress report on how far we've gone with the product, we're currently negotiating a contract with British Airways, the global office, not the local one. And selling to them would generate 20 million units of dry bath each and every year being sold. The Accor Group, which is the biggest hotel group in the world, approached us and they were interested in using dry bath in their hotels. We're going to be running a pilot project with them in late November to see how successful it is at their mid to lower end hotels. If that is successful, they want to roll it out globally, and that's about 30 to 60 million units a year. We're also looking at mining companies, and we're also negotiating with the Singapore Army to see if they can buy the product. So it seems like the product might actually work. It's a story of a small, simple dream, and one little sachet might actually change the world one day. My goal is to come to a situation where 10% of the population, 600 million people, are using dry bath at least once a week and saving 120 liters of water each and every time. That's how I'm going to change it.
Check out the latest Super Challenge now at supernews.coza.